Hello everyone. Welcome to our Photigy Premium Members Q&A, question and answer that we run every Thursday. I'm Alex Koloskov, your host. As usual, please post your pluses if everything is fine, if you see me well, if you hear me well. And today we'll be actually finishing our challenge, getting result of our AI plus photography challenge. Pretty cool things happened since last broadcast. They released ChatGPT 4.0 and there is Midjourney version 5.0 if you didn't see it, and it's quite impressive, both things. Okay, Betsy, Frederick, hello guys. Unfortunately, time is kind of crazy. I didn't expect YouTube not to manage it. We set up it, before time change, and it happened after, and it looks like YouTube kind of didn't manage it well. So I hope we'll be good anyway. I mean, people who seen that it was in 2 hours may come back in 1 hour and catch us at the end of everything. So, how are you doing, guys? Everything's fine. We had such beautiful storm in California, in Bay Area recently. It was wow, torn apart our gazebos and stuff, crazy. But it was an interesting experience. I'm glad we had gas generator, and it was almost 24 hours without light, so it was handy. Okay, I hope you're good. Oh, I didn't send it, so let me remove this. No need anymore. Okay, let's start, and then I'll jump on things that happened on Midjourney a little bit after that. I mean, after we hit first submission for the challenge, because, well, it's interesting. And I found one, or it was there anyway, I found one comment that works pretty interesting as well. So, Paul, we have this gemstones. Okay. One, second one, and third one. March 9. Yeah, it was after we reviewed. So I think it's good. It's very good. Well, if you like this style, Paul, then it's completely fine. The only thing that might be missing, and again, if you like it this way, the reflections. What I see, all this pattern is refraction. Okay. It's a refraction, meaning that it's internal reflection. This is the edges and cutting that we see through the gemstone. And on top of this, I mean, the external surface, we see a little bit. We see this, okay? This is reflection from external. We see this triangle and this triangle. And the rest is, well, we see a little bit of edges, but not much of the reflection. Again, this might be fine. But just make sure that you know how to do reflection, external reflection plus internal reflections. Sometimes it's good to showcase some of the surface. And again, it's up depending on what do you like to create, what kind of a look. Okay. Because this looks good. I prefer to have some reflection as well. Not everything, because it's kind of it interferes with the light that coming through. But some of the cuts, some of the edges, it's nice to see the reflection. Why you don't have that reflection? Because well, it's a little bit better here. You see, we have reflections that are from the surface, okay, from the surface, not from the inside. We see them a little bit more here, and together with stuff that comes from inside, from within, it looks really nice. So this one for me looks better than this one, even though this is kind of quite nice because we have lots of edges, but it's all, well, it's missing that piece, you know, the reflection, the external reflection. And here, well, yeah, not much of the external stuff, it's more internal, just a little bit of the actual reflections. The rest is sort of like refraction, so light comes through. It happens because of the lighting setup, right? You still shoot it this way, and you won't be able to catch much of those reflections if you have a diffuser like this. Okay, if you cover the top surface, the top area on top of the gemstones, you probably will get way more of such reflection. And again, if it was intentional, then it's fine, completely fine. I have no problem with this. Okay. You know, let's go to Pinterest. And search for gemstones, something good. Well, not much. Not much good stuff, but yeah, some of the examples, you know, like, okay, so we're getting better now. So this is what I'm talking about, right? Things like this. You see, we have reflection and we have refraction. Together it works better than just alone. And actually, yeah, so some of them is like this, some of them like that. So it's up to you. I don't think it's a mistake to do it the way that you did, but I personally like this blue one. Why it's not? It's promotion. Okay, so it's not really, it can't open. This is, I think, again, it's all Photoshop, but well, no, I'm not going to talk. Okay, so for you, you can always, you know, research and see, or you can check Vadim Shilin, one of our instructors. Where is? Oh, he has website. No. Where is gemstones? Anyway, Epic Mind Studio. I always, here it is. Has beautiful jewelry, and since Vadim working with big brands, so it's correctly done jewelry, and you can always look and see how those loose gemstones look like, and you will see that there is reflection and refraction. Okay, you can check it. epicmind.com. Okay, Epic Mind. Actually, not that much. No, yeah, you see the edges needs to be really visible. The external one. This is probably the main thing. Okay, so let's move forward. And we have a beautiful shoe from Lydia. Nice, very nice. Yeah, spectacular. I really like this style. Very dramatic look, lots of shadows, many highlights, and I think it's done really, really well, Lydia. So okay. I didn't read. Oh man, I thought it's photography. So it knows what to do. The only thing that I was asking, why there is little, droplet, little piece of some liquid. I was thinking, what is going on? What it's doing there? And yeah, so and yeah, I was not actually paying attention much of this. This is AI. Oh man, you guys start tricking me. That's crazy. What I can do? I mean, why you need me? And now you can do with Midjourney and Leonardo and whatever. So yeah, it will be generating all this stuff, but it has little problems with, physics. Not physics, but whatever. We see the laces not on the right place and stuff. Oh man. But in terms of lighting, this is perfect. Really, this is how I would teach to shoot, things like this. Not much to talk. Okay. Where is the... Not getting what you're asking. Okay, we'll come back to this later. I need images first. So Betsy. Betsy, we have two versions, right? We have this and this one. And well, let's talk about this because this is way better, okay? So this is... Oh, that's why not everyone changed the time. Crazy. Now we are all apart. So Betsy, this is cool. I like this a lot. I mean the way that you produced. So this is the background generated, as I understand, with AI. This is the final result, and this is your shot. And you know what I did? Now I'll bring something to you. So I discovered there is a comment. I didn't see it before. Maybe I didn't pay attention, or maybe it's new, but it's called blend. Okay, it's called blend, and you can blend two images into one. So it only takes images, actually up to 4 images, and it blends you into one image. And I was like, okay, what if I blend Betsy's background and Betsy's bottle, the photography? And let me see, I was playing yesterday. I'm not going to do it right now. How I can remove this. I was playing a little bit with version 5. Pretty spectacular stuff. This is another blend, but let me show you what it was. Okay, so this what it created for me. Imagine I didn't do anything except blending your 2 images of yours, and this is the result. And we can, for example, well, let's say enlarge version 2. It will create something. Then I actually blended one more. What did I blend? No. Well, probably this one only. But this is cool. I mean, you can... Oh, one more I did blend. I blend my face and the jar, So jar like this, and my just portrait. I didn't look like it's me, but it did a blend, which is crazy. You need to try it, guys. So it's /blend, and this is the result from Betsy image. Of course, it's not gonna work because it doesn't. I mean, it's not a product, but still cool. Cool. I like a play. Okay. Yeah. But Betsy, you did better. You did way better than this guy. And it can't manage the text, as you can see, but it can give you some ideas, how to look. So let's go back to your work because it's way better. For example, it has nothing. I mean, it doesn't know how to make a bottle transparent. How we can make see through it. You did it. Okay. The only thing that happened here that it looked flat. Okay. The bottle, the way that you did, it looked flat. And why it looked flat? Because this kind of refraction, I mean see-through we see through the your bottle, but we see it without any distortion that usually lens, because the bottle, you know, any cylindrical glass subject will give us the change of the light rays, and well, it will do something with the picture, right? You did it like it was flat, so I can clearly see, even like, you know, looking at this bokeh, it didn't change, the light didn't change direction, and this is how it looked flat. So well, liquid level, it's fine because it may be shaking, it's fine. Liquid level doesn't bother me. Flat because of the light rays. For example, if you look at the top of it, just cover the bottom, you know, just cover it, like, you know, look like this. It look more 3D than the bottom. Okay, let's say, well, why? This one looks good. The bottom looks flat. Let me do this, and then, well, unfortunately I can do together both of. The reason, because we don't have anything behind here, and I can perceive it since I know that it's supposed to be like a lens. I see that it's sort of like cylindrical, but the bottom look flat because I can see through it. There are subjects that are outside and behind, and I see there is no light distortion, right? I mean, there is no distortion of the view, and this is why it looks flat. So what you do, think what lens will do for you. Actually, you can look, you know, through your real bottle just to see what you see. There is nothing for you to look here, unfortunately, but if you would have some stuff behind, you will see that the lens, well, it depends where your camera is. Probably it will be behind the focal area because it's really tight focus, you know, all this, it's almost like a fisheye lens. So it will be upside down and left and right turned opposite picture. You understand it, right? Remember on certification program, you've probably seen it, how we shoot through the bottle when the gradient changed direction. The gradient that we have on the background, guys, you probably have seen it. And also it will grab the area way wider than just what's in behind. It will be wider and probably compressed image, so lens will do this. You really need to kind of look through it to see. So what should happen behind? You probably need to get all this stuff, kind of compress it, make it smaller, rotate it upside down and put behind your bottle. This case, it may look like wow. Okay. So it's a physics, and you kind of need to mimic all this, you know, physics of light. It's not easy task at all. This is kind of really not easy. I don't think we even have this on tutorial, but with this close-up look, probably you need to do this. Okay, or you need to do something that won't match the background. So background behind the bottle should look quite different. Again, you can compress it at least. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it should reverse image and stuff. Yeah. John, no, I don't think it. No, it's not gonna be see-through. No, it will really flip image. To see through, you need to be really close to the bottle. It's a lens, and the focal point is very close to that curved lens. I mean, it's very big magnification of such lens, so it will be flipped because the camera is far away from it. Okay, and it's because it's filled with liquid. If it would be an empty bottle, no problem, yes, we will see through it, but because it's filled with liquid, it will do all this stuff. So this is the only thing, but it really looks cool. I mean, very nice. And the background that you made, it's even better. And you said it's hard to keep on a table. What I can suggest you, once you have the image, you know, for further work, if you have the image that you generated, or whatever, background image, the digital background, and you shoot a subject, try to put something relatively similar behind it. It will help you. Of course, for the exercising purposes, it's good to shoot, it's good that you shoot it on a white background and then do all in Photoshop, because you learn it, right? But imagine that you need to do it for your client. So there is no learning, there is like time frame and the result that matters. In this case, let's say they sent you the digital background that you need to blend it. So shoot the subject and then deliver the image on the digital background. Try to shoot it on similar background. Ideal situation when you print that background, shoot it, and then do in Photoshop, but you will have kind of a nice picture. This is not about this challenge. You did it right. Just saying, you know, for the future stuff. Alrighty. So thank you so much. Great work. Very nice. And yeah, this is the same thing. It doesn't look like it belongs. It shouldn't be transparent like this. You cannot just make change opacity and make it work. It doesn't do this. By the way, version 5. Let me jump a little bit, to Midjourney. They have made version 5. Okay. And when you put settings, you will see here that now there is Midjourney version 5. I'm not saying that this is the best version. Actually, I found that version 4 with style 4C. I'll show you how it looked like. Style 4C. You put it. Okay, you put it like this, style 4C. It's version 4, but it's C, because there is A, B, C, different styles that it generates images. It does very good work, really. Like something that it's harder and harder to distinguish that it was done, not in Photoshop. I'll show you something that I didn't post on social media yet. Was playing yesterday. Well, this is, all this splash is not good yet, even though it's very cool, but it's still, there is issues with splashes. This is how I supplied the image and made the query. Okay, you know how to make the reference image. But, well, this is blend actually, and this is another blend. So this is what I was talking about. 1 second. Stuff like this. This is seriously good work. Really, I mean, it's like there are almost no mistakes of how it highlighted it, how it put everything. Okay. You see, even shadows and lights and everything. It's just amazingly good. And this is version 5. And pretty easy stuff, You see, this is what it originally generated. So, not a product photography, but now when you will see something in portfolio, photographer's portfolio, some splashes and stuff. I mean, something that you don't know, was it for a client or it was self-assignment. It's hard to tell now, especially after Photoshop, you can tweak it a little bit. It's crazy. Anyway, okay. Hi Tom, thank you for helping Betsy. So now this one, Justin. Justin, are you here? I did try to blend Justin images as well, because it was this image that I like. Okay, I took it, and then I took this one and blended into that blend command in Midjourney. Okay, Midjourney blend. And I've got this. So, kind of cool, but he didn't think that blending the way that we need, but still pretty cool result. So it got that there is a jar that made it transparent, so we understood that this is just a glass jar, and put all this stuff inside. And actually, where this macaroni stuff came from, I have no idea. Probably. Okay, so it knows that this is for this pasta used for the macaroni. Imagine how this Midjourney works. I mean, it really thinks, because there is no macaroni that on images that I supplied, one and another one, and it put macaroni in it in the jar. It's crazy. I mean, new brave world we are facing now. I mean, what it can do for us, I actually start working with GPT-4. The chat GPT-4. It just, you see, I generated this whole thing, just showing you. Don't tell anyone, but it's crazy. it really like nails it. So now I know that anyone can make almost the complete product to sell anything online, with all text, with all images, with everything. Alone, I mean, without copywriters, without any technical skills, because it can write a code for you, crazy stuff. Anyway, going back to where we are. I just, I couldn't sleep last night till like 3:30 a.m. Really, I was doing this, chatting with this guy, and what it did for me, there is another. I mean, I working on the project completely separate from Photigy. This is about teaching online. This is where I'll show it, but it's crazy, guys. Okay, a little bit get too much excited about it. So we have this. Maybe you've seen it. Maybe Midjourney you've seen this image. How it get macaroni? You know what? Maybe I supplied this one. Okay, sorry guys, let's do this. 1 second. One. I'll be quickie. Why didn't see my desktop? Oh, shit. Oh, maybe it was 3. Okay, let me do it again. 1 second. While we're doing this, I want to supply Midjourney to make sure, because blend. So first image would be this one, okay. And the second one, maybe I made a mistake, because, and this one, okay, let's see how it will blend it. Okay, and while it's blending, let's talk. So we have this and this result. And well, of course, Justin, it doesn't look kind of natural. That's fine, that's probably not the way that, let me see through everything. And this is generated 2. Okay, so you made it kind of 3. And you put all of them together. Well, here is the It's quite spectacular, but it's really visible that it's blend of three completely separate pieces. This is the only kind of issue. Remember on this on the tutorial that we have here, it's hard to tell that it was blended, right? I mean, you can do, but still it's kind of especially things that is not much on the background, for example, like this one. And this was the goal of this challenge. So make it as hidden as possible, that it's blended from different pieces. And to make it like this, we need to see it through this one. Okay, we can see it through the this pasta sauce, but we see reflection. Okay, we should see some reflection. It shouldn't be like this way, because the lighting, basically your photography is this one, right? It's not bad, it's actually good, except this line, this sharp cutoff line on the left of your gradient. It should better to be a little bit more not that, sharp. Talking about this line, this doesn't look good. And to make it happen, the right way to do this is you have these two diffusers. You need to close them down, okay, and put the light the way that make the edges of the diffuser that almost touches the lens, it should be like that, as dark as possible. Okay, so your gradient should go to the darkness, and we won't see that. We won't see this line. Okay, this is the basic thing about shooting these glossy cylindrical subjects with the lighting schema of two diffusers on both sides. Okay, this is the main idea. And of course it's a little bit too much of light. You have overexposed it. You see these bottom corners. Why you did so, I have an idea. This is something that you just dial down your light power, or increase your aperture. Anyway, this is overexposed, exposure down. If you get rid of this line, it's completely cool image. But the way that you blend it, we need to see interference with the splash. We need to see, of course it's hard, but this is the whole idea. It shouldn't be sitting like that. So we are on the right side, it should be something. You need to think how to, basically what I would do, I would grab some pieces of this splash, compress them, and try to make sort of like a reflection. It should be almost invisible on the edge, because it should be almost overexposed, and a little bit more visible to the darker area. But it's tough. But it's very colorful. You might even like subject inside. By the way, let's see. So this probably I supplied front image. This is why I supplied pasta. So now it's not that clever. Now I feel a little bit better. So we still have room to survive. It's not that clever and intelligent to understand that there is pasta. It was my mistake. But in terms of blending, it's not bad, right? It's blended perfectly. We can actually learn how it blend that bottle, because it's inside the splash, right? And this is what we can do. I mean, learn and stuff. Okay, so it's done. Thank you, Justin. Let's move to, well, we talked about this one. How much do we have? Oh man, why I'm talking so long? I was thinking that we don't have much. Wow. Anyway, sunflower. Nice. Wow, this is cool. Very nice. I would crop it. I mean, Really, I would do something like that. Why we need to have such little subjects? Because this is the main stuff, right? It should be somewhere like that. Talking about crop. Really, I mean, this looks good this way. I like the composition. I would also remove this little white piece sticking out. I mean, it's something natural, but I mean, come on, it doesn't need to be there. Yes, very nice, very nice. Reflections, they're good. They could be a little bit better. Talking about gemstones. Because you didn't have diffuser, so it was direct light hit. But because the camera was far away, we didn't see much of this sharp light, ruining the reflections. I would try to, and again, maybe you did have somewhere the diffuser, I'm not sure, because I didn't see the camera, maybe it was covered with something. I would put some diffuser to get a little bit nicer reflection, a little bit more controlled reflection from these little, crystals. Sometimes you may need to do even 2 shots because the diffuser will introduce, it will spill light all over the place, which is not good. So ideally, I would shoot it with 2 frames. One is sharp lighting, spot lighting for all this, the background, which looks great, by the way. And then with the diffused, the light which is behind diffuser, turn on, and another frame, and then just pull some nice reflections from the crystals in Photoshop, second layer, where we had diffuser. This case, it will be, you control everything. You can do, any type of blending this way. So very nice. And of course, crop, Sanford. This is beautiful image, just crop it. It's fine here because, I mean, it's better to shoot loose than too tight, because you can crop always. So, good work. Thank you. Thank you. Now, Frederick. Oh, let's go. We have Martini. Okay. We have the way that you should. Okay, this is for the label. You didn't choose to have any gradient on the side. Okay, and this is what it generated. Okay, actually good. It's interesting, guys. Look how well it knows how to make, refraction. This light, we see it through the glass. Remember what we talked about, Betsy? I think it was your image, right? We don't see direct area behind the glass because it's a lens, right? So we see wider area, and when we see the flame that is actually outside, when we see it inside, we feel that's completely fine, right? We don't think that it's wrong. Same here, right? We see the flame on the stem, which is not behind, but we know that it's fine. Our brain kind of, because we see it all the time. This is what we need to do when you blend cylindrical, semi-transparent or whatever subject into the background. Grab area that is really wider than the flame. By the way, I think flame would be on different side. It's still, it's flip. It didn't do the flip, but because of the shape, maybe it would be different. I'm not sure. We need to see real stuff, because it can do mistakes. Who knows? Anyway, and this is your blend. Okay. So, blending. Frederick, it's good, but blending is not done well. A few things. Well, first of all, you see the glass that you can just basically do something really similar to what I did. No, really, I mean, it's the similar shape, same content supposed to be inside the glass, right? but you didn't change anything. So get rid of that edge. It's called reflex. It's a tiny edge. Since you shoot this bottle on a white background, by the way, to make your work easier next time, shoot it on a darker background. Since you're putting it on darker background for the in Photoshop, you can still have light behind it, but background should be darker. It will be easier for you. But even here, you can do it if you remove this reflex. You don't need to have this tiny, almost like 2 pixel edge. Completely wipe it off. Well, or make it darker than the bottle. Okay. Perspective as well. Yes, it's kind of the glass was done slightly from top. You see, we see opening, right? The bottle was done slightly from the bottom. Frederick, what is going on? You have this image before you shoot the bottle. At least you're supposed to do this way. So always, try to make it. And yeah. So you know it. Yes, you know, you told me. I mean, you kind of catch it even faster than me. Yes, you can change background in Photoshop, of course. This is what I'm telling you. You can grab something similar that you see through this glass. It's like you need to dial down this light, or at least, well, you can transform that light to make it look like it's a flame. If you push it a little bit to the side, make it like, again, like here, then it will work. So try to do this. But perspective is the biggest issue, of course. Perspective is, yeah, that's how. Yes, the bottle should be shot from top, exactly, yeah. It looks like a piece of sweet paper. There. But I mean, it's not your fault. Anyway, the way that you kind of got this composition is very nice. It's a cool idea. But yeah, all this that we told you. And I think the size of the bottle and the glass is really... Bottle sits next to the glass, a little bit behind, just a little bit. But the glass is huge. Alright, the bottle is too small. So... it's hard to do anything with this because you have the image is generated this way, so you don't have stuff. It's really hard, but this is the reality. I mean, you can maybe crop the bottle. I mean, if I would have to put a bottle here, if I would have to use exactly this image, I would probably put the bottle larger and crop it. Like if it would be, sitting next to it, it will be, cut by the frame somewhere on top, but it will be proportionally sized. Okay. You make glass smaller. Well, you probably, I mean, in Photoshop it will be really hard for you to make it smaller. It's lots of work, to kind of recreate background behind it. But yeah, maybe you can make a bottle larger. You can try. Okay, anyway, this is very good. You're at the beginning of the journey. Well, I've seen your work, and this is quite good. So thank you. Alrighty, now, item. This is your final, as I understand, right? No? Yes, and this is how you did it. And okay, we have it. Perfect. So what's cool here, guys? Look at the final image. The background is rather dark, right? It's dark. And the way that item shoot it, it's on a dark background, which is super cool. I mean, this makes things way easier to blend. Then look at the lighting of the background. There is a light behind, right? We see it and on the sides. This is how item did it, right? There is a light on the sides and light behind, actually on top. This is why it blends so well. Really, this is, I think, one of the best blends from what I've seen today. Very, very good. It's a little bit overexposed, you know. We can talk about lighting of this guy. Let me see. Well, you didn't have it that much overexposed here. You probably did the post-production which kind of increase the brightness for some reason. You see, it's kind of a little bit burned too much. It may work this way, but I think it's a little bit too much, especially this top one. The bottom is fine. These areas that is really overexposed, a little bit too much. So I would, if you can, I think if you dial it down to match brightness of the walls, you know, somewhere, it will be better. Then guys, look at the bottom. We have reflection. We clearly see that this is glossy background, right? And we see the reflection there. So it's a great work. The angle, it matches for me, yes. The perspective I'm talking about, very nice. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. I don't know who will tell, I mean, if this will be introduced to someone who doesn't know how it's made. Not everyone can tell that this is composite image, and this is a great achievement item, really. That's very, very good. Very good. If you, I think, you know, yeah, about the overexposed. If you make it, it should be areas that is really bright, overexposed, but make them smaller. Basically, if you dial down, I think it will be like still areas that's really bright, but a little bit less. Yeah, contrast. I know it's like tempting to make it, to increase it, you know, contrast, but you did a little bit too much. But this is great, really. I mean, it's very, very good work. Thank you. Alrighty, Michelle. And we have 2 speed lights. So you probably, I don't know, going through this food photography, where I was doing all the stuff with speed lights. And we have this. Yes. And what I can tell, very nice. I think it's done well. Most of the things that I see here, for example, this one, I would rotate it though. In terms of lighting, do we have texture? I assume so. It's you know, small here in Facebook, but I would rotate it because I don't like these vertical lines. In the middle, vertical lines, you know, we don't do this. Do it like 45 degree and it will be perfect. Question where to rotate it. If you rotate it clockwise, we'll see the bottom, which is not sexy. If you rotate counterclockwise, we'll see the top, which is sexy. Maybe this way, well, maybe not 45 degree, maybe like 30 degree rotation. I think it will be better, even though it's a little bit at the bottom, but still. So counterclockwise, 30 degrees, this is how I would shoot it. Okay. This is very good. You see, it's slightly rotated. It's sort of like this, right? And this is good. I like it. In terms of lighting, we have texture where it needs to be. We have highlights where it needs to be. So perfect, and very nice composition in terms of, you know, styling and everything. All these pieces look nice and juicy. nothing like rotten or sometimes dried or whatever, but yours is good. So yeah, the perspective, all this stuff, it's the same as these golden sections and things. You rotate it. This one somehow it doesn't look that as sexy as the previous one. Maybe due to the crop, maybe because of the lighting, it's a little bit too plain. Even though we have shadows here, but somehow, well, I'm not sure. This is kind of a little bit maybe crop. And you see this little blackberry, right? It's not fresh as it's supposed to be, and it's in the middle, so it doesn't look good. So this one, not the best one, okay? Yeah, if you want to shoot it that close, you can probably crop it even closer, because this white things is not really playing well. But to shoot very close up, you need to have perfect berries, just perfect. And it's hard to have them this way, but possible. Okay, and then yeah, you see lighting rather flat because of lots of reflectors, big ones. Well, it's not super flat, it's kind of good, but yeah, probably the crop and everything. This one is better because you see composition is nice. It's kind of symmetrical, all this. We have this beautiful shadows, highlights on white on white, on a white plate, on white background. This is good. And in the middle, this little thing. Watermelon. Well, do we need to kind of make it unrealistically good by taking away this little thingy, or well, it's up to you. I don't think it's a big issue. Maybe on the center would look, since it's completely symmetrical image, so on the center on the plate, a little bit to the left, probably will look better. Again, not a big deal. This way it looks good too. And in terms of lighting, nice. Berries here, yeah, circle them is good. The berries should be, are they frozen? I see some like white things. And this, so yeah, it should be perfect. Every little piece that you have there should look perfectly well. So you kind of handpick each of the berry from variety, from something really fresh and nice. This way it will work, really. Otherwise, it will be not that good. But very nice. Thank you. And salmon dish. Okay, one bach on top here and there. I hope it was tasty. Love salmon though. Okay, this is nice. Yes, I think I've seen it before. I might be reviewed it before, right? Yeah, this is nice. Maybe a little bit too close the crop, because this little spoon, it doesn't really, you don't see it. A little bit too tight crop. I'll put away. In general, all these lights, I think it works well. Yeah, not much to add here. And I'm wondering, how does the ambient light work for you? It didn't interfere with the image, or it was because it looks, like it was not, but probably it was a little bit because of this side. You didn't have any reflector, nothing, so it probably was playing the role, which is actually completely fine. Why not? I mean, why not to use it if you have that light? I mean, the ambient. Actually, I have the that's fun, the mirror and everything. Yes, I saw it. Yeah, I saw spoon. I remember it. Okay, and this one, I think it's the last one, right? It's nice. yeah, this is perfect for menu. I know, guys, did you try to find restaurants with really bad pictures or no pictures in menu around your area and offer service, that just shooting them? I think this is the easiest way to get assignments. I mean, really, because you don't need to convince them importance on having nice pictures, even beside the actual in the printed menu. But if there is all these lockdowns or whatever, they will survive only by using the delivery, DoorDash and Uber Eats or whatever, and they should have nice images. So I think, well, I need to do it because this is the perfect one. I mean, it's relatively simple. It's nice. You can do this on their location. It shouldn't cost too much for them, and should be still profitable for you because, well, you're not going to use much of your time and equipment, right? So try it. I think this is the great niche, and it's local, and you can make mistakes. You can always talk to people, and it's easier to do anything when you talk to real people, not by phone, but face to face, at least for me. Okay, so thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Aurora. That's done well. I don't think that can make it a little bit more contrast, for example, but I don't think you need it because it's nice. It's nice here. Maybe a little bit more clean in Photoshop. These edges, you see, the plate is not perfect. If it's as is, then it's really nice. If it's after Photoshop, you can do better. Okay, you can do a little bit more in Photoshop. Maybe a little bit more contrast, clean up, and stuff. Alrighty, next one, Lydia. So this is AI. I'm glad I recognize it before I start reviewing. Yeah, AI is cool, but it's visible that it's kind of generated, right? It's not. That's not what we'll take as it is. Interesting, this picture that I was showing you before. Do you think that it's easy to see that it was generated? I'm just wondering. I may post it. Well, it's definitely visible if you look at the details. I'll post it here, guys, for you if you want to open it. I think it should be public. The render is not so well somewhere, but I think it's good. It's good. Okay, this one now, Piotr. Another great shot. So we have this blend. Okay, we have this background. Right, this is AI generated. Actually, pretty done. Good. We have this bottle. Look how the left image, right? It flips the refraction. The light is on the right, but on the bottle, the light that the yellow one is on the left, so it's always flip. And this is what we have here. It's done very well. You see, since there is sweating and it's kind of matte bottle, it's a little bit easier to manipulate in terms of blending in it, right? We don't see through it directly, so we see that there is something on the background and there is no lens. I mean, it's matte lens, so that's fine. And Piotr, you did it really well in terms of getting through this. There is still direct lines. You see, you have this line. Hi Peter. So when we see through it like this, and then it comes here, this is not right. I mean, we need to avoid this, because this is what may ruin the volume. It may look flat. It's good here, we don't see that much, but if it would be more transparent bottle, you'll have a problem, right? It will look flat. So grab larger area, like all this, compress it and put it behind your bottle with all this nice blending, and stuff. This case it will look natural. And actually flip it, compress and blend behind, only where we have liquid. This one is completely fine because we're gonna see through it, but we don't see much in this case. So that's nice. This is a little bit kind of gray area in terms of we see sharp bottom and surrounding area is already out of focus, so it's a little bit harder there. How to fix it? I mean, you can blur the bottle, and you can have this sharpening done on the background, so probably you need to stick with it. Or try to regenerate. You can do a lot with Midjourney, especially when you supply images, reference images for them, or make variations. It's really cool because you can have lots of variations from the image that you like. Instead of U, you choose V, and it will generate. Sometimes it may get it right, but that's probably. What else? No, the rest is good. Very well done. I don't think that I have anything, guys. If you have something to add, feel free. But in general, I don't see any other issue here. Reflex, maybe. Reflex is this tiny edge, like 1 pixel or 2, that represents area behind the bottle. This tiny edge that there is always reflection, the almost direct reflection of whatever is around the bottle. So what you can do, you can try, for example, make this one a little bit darker here. This is bright, is fine. Then darker here again. Then it's a little bit, but it will add into that believeness of that it was there. That it will blend it better. Same here, a little bit darker here. Maybe you did it because So and for example, talking about reflex, look at your cap. You see this tiny dark line is a reflex, okay, and this represents dark background behind it. But in this case, in case of blending, it shouldn't be darker than the background. We really need to, this should be bright and then dark and then bright again, and this should be bright because it will reflect. It's tiny, it's very tiny. It really reflects what's behind. It's not like somewhere else. So make sure that you do it next time, or you can always add. Actually, cool idea, item. Yes, if you make smaller bottle and move it kind of more behind, so it's a sharp background there, maybe it will look better. Maybe, yeah, because this is the way. Yeah, probably you can put it here and make it smaller. It may work. Since we have sharp background here, it will be no questions for us, right? Cool. Thank you, Piotr. Very good work. Very good. Yeah, it's a bright sky. Definitely, yeah. And this is this kind of second version. Actually, this one is too. You see that there is almost no issue with the blur on the bottom. Still, it could be slightly smaller. Same thing with reflex, right? It should be a little bit more on top since we have bright area, and add reflex here. But yeah, very nice, very nice. I know which one even better. Guys, which one do you like better? This one or that this one? They both really cool. Alrighty. Thank you, Piotr. So, how many do we have? Well, I'm really slow today. Ephraim, we got just an image, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, Ephraim, the way that you photographed and processed your subjects, you know, the main stuff, is really good. I mean, I like the lighting, I like the reflections, I like the foam, everything is nice. Even this looks a little bit kind of matte, the glass. It's still probably okay. It can be sweating, start sweating a little bit. That's fine. Even though bottle is not sweaty, because you see bottle looks glossy because you have really sharp reflections, and this looks matte. It's really, the glass is matte. Keep in mind, this is not good, I think, because it still should be as glossy as the same glass of the bottle. But I didn't like the background. Okay, first of all, this horizon line, sort of, right, between the vertical and your tabletop, it's kind of a little bit, it looks crazy. First of all, it's in the middle. Middle is not good, you know, most of the cases. Then it's slightly, very slightly not horizontal. It's fine to have it not horizontal, but I think it should be a little bit more to kind of to be intentional, but not a mistake, because you know that almost like every amateur, they're always making this mistake with horizon line. I mean, to shooting with phone or whatever. Professionals, they always remember about horizon line, or we kind of make it really like this. It's fine, why not? If you need for some reason, you know, to shoot, imagine that you shoot it from a side, table goes like this, so it will be across. But this is a little bit too little, and not on the center for sure. And the second thing about color of your background, I don't know, I don't like it really. I mean, it sort of represents the concrete wall, right? It for me it looks like a concrete. If it is, I would keep it darker, because just to make it a little bit more dramatic. And of course, not in the middle. Think where to position your camera, but not in the middle. Maybe lower, maybe higher. But yeah. Because other than this is good. So glass and the background, the way it's background. Yeah, it's okay. No problem with this. I would probably, you know, rotate it. It's different, but it's again, this is the way that you like, and it makes sense, so not a problem. And this, yeah, cool. I like dramatic shots. This is why I suggest, you know, always. Maybe you can do vignetting, you know. Maybe on this one you can do vignetting, and if you crop it differently, not square, but more like if you have room on top, it will fix the background and make a vignetting, sort of make it look like it was darker. I think it will bring a little bit better for the foreground. Okay. Thank you. Good work. So next one, Alisa, we have this very kind of cool blending. So instead of hiring a model, we have a free model working for us, and we have a jewelry. So this was this was generated image, right? And it's good that you have the reference in terms of earrings. I don't know what kind of version did you use to generate it, Alisa. Let me see. What kind of version did you use of Midjourney? But it can do more photorealistic work in terms of the face. This face look a little bit like a painting, you know, a little bit. I think it can do well. You can play with if you make like a portrait, you know, the query photography, not just photorealistic. So give it like a and use V4 or V5. It can do different. I mean, can work better for you. I've seen this. Unfortunately, I probably couldn't find it. The styling. Well, actually, this is maybe a cool article. You see different styling in terms of making it photography. There is a way to make like a really photorealistic portraits. Sometimes they really look like a painting, right? But I'm not sure. I didn't see this before. But maybe there is a way to make it. So you need to do research. No, it's more like painting. Anyway, it could help a little bit to have model a little bit. Oh, okay. I see, Alisa. Credits. Well, yeah. If you can subscribe, then you can, you know, unsubscribe, generate as much as you need, and then, well, you like to pay $30 or whatever per month. 20, I think they have 10. I paid 10 for this, maybe a little bit more. Anyway, this is the jewelry that you shot. Let me see how. Okay, light is there. Okay. And the camera is there. Okay. So, and you make it like, yeah, the glowing to match it. And you see, it's really good. It's really good. It has a little bit. I mean, it's a little bit probably too sharp and a little bit well, not bright actually. This one is bright as well. Maybe it's just too sharp because the whole portrait, it's a little bit like painting, right? And this, it doesn't look like painting. This is the only thing that you know, why if photography, if this would be like almost like a real photo, the way that you make it, it will be perfectly blend, because I mean you did everything right in terms of lighting and everything. The top one blend a little bit better, but again, let's see. Look at this. We have area around which is dark, right? That's kind of, we believe that it's there, but overall, see how blurry it is, right? It's blurry. And if we go to your version, it's not blurry. This is blurry, and actually you can make it well, probably this area should be smaller, the dark one, because it was big piece of it, right? And it was that big. This is why you have small piece, so it should be really little one, like a shadow. The rest should be brighter, because now it looked like almost like a bruise, little sort of. a little bit too big one. And the main issue that this is too sharp. If you blur it, probably it's really hard to tell. So overall, good work. It's actually nice. I'm wondering if we can shoot it commercially. Imagine that jewelry maker need a model. We can generate different models, put this stuff on them, and boom. It's cool, because remember we have this I had workshop where we got a real model, real jewelry, and we made all this. There is a jewelry on a model course based on it. It was lots of work. This way easier. Yes, glow. Yeah, agree. Some glow, add glow. Agree with John. Glow here, and it will be good. It will be blended. So, well done, Alisa. The lighting is good for this particular purpose. Alrighty, Lucian. This is. It's not an AI, right? It's all real stuff. Looks like real bokeh, real glass, real gin. Everything is real. Yeah. Lots of work here, huh? Okay. So it looked tight to me. Lucien maybe. Your crop is too tight. Really, it's like it's squeezed. Look at this. This we shouldn't. It's almost touching the edge. No, we don't touch it. It's cut almost in the middle. If you have a glass, that's okay. If you have a glass on front, it definitely needs to be more visible. Okay. The way that you did it to show that, I mean, it's blurry, that's probably okay. Again, it may not be look as good if you have more glass, basically a square frame, let's say square instead of vertical. You crop it square. With too much of blur may not be good, but still, if you like this way, it's okay. Because you need to show this showcase, which is fine. But crop is definitely too tight. Okay. Then, well, it's interesting, it's dramatic. I love your background. All this, blue. All this, again, this blurry, hard to see. Yeah, it's really. I literally can't tell anything else, because it's like it's all in one place. Because what I see through the bottle, it's okay. I mean, it has some nice. Maybe this one would be too much, maybe not. But now it's kind of covered with the glass. We have this completely different color here, which is kind of greenish. It's okay, but I'm wondering where it's coming from. There is nothing green on a background visible. I mean, I don't see anything. It just, if it would be more on the white side, maybe better. I don't know, maybe you need to kind of, because the bottle itself is clear, right? I think this gin, or is it greenish? If it's greenish, then it's fine. Maybe the bottle is greenish. I'm not sure. Yeah, I agree that bokeh and this blur is fine. We just need to have more room for this. And yeah. Yeah, definitely more room. and this refraction. Let me see more of your lighting setup. Do we have it here? Oops. So yeah, it's really tight. The whole thing is really tight. This is why you have this super sharp light, which could be okay. Yeah, it's lemon peel. It could be okay. It could be better maybe to have this lemon peel inside the cocktail glass. This is where it's supposed to be, I think. But again, we need more room. It should be different composition if you put it there. It can be okay here, even though it's kind of, again, crop too much. Gin, yeah. I don't drink gin. I mean, at least these days. Used to be when I was a student. Lots of gin tonic. So yeah, Lucian, very good work, very good composition. You need to kind of make it breathable, really. But the way that you work with bouquet, with all these colors, it's really nice. Keep going. And thank you. Oops. Okay, Raphael. You did new version, right? It's dark, man. On my screen it's really dark. Okay. And this is the final. I don't know why it's so dark. No, really. On a dark screen, probably, yeah. But for me, it's too dark. I don't see a big difference between that shot and this one. Really, the angle is different. Yeah, this is what I figure out. But the rest, let's scroll and see what was originally. Okay, so you change this, but it's so dark there. And you didn't make it. Oh, you did. Okay, actually, yeah. Okay, so now brighter. Make the background brighter. That spot. It's a dark subject. Brighter background will make it more distinguishable. Okay, it will be a difference. And yeah, when it will be darker, maybe you need more light on this guy. Maybe you need. But it looks better in this case. I mean, when you see this pedestal and everything, it just need to be, I think, brighter. So try just in Photoshop, just try to pull background. It's easy to separate it, I guess, from the background. Play a little bit how it will look like. With brighter overall, brighter only background. Just look at it. Yeah, maybe the whole image make it brighter. Maybe it will be better. Increase brightness, increase contrast a little bit, so it's not like mushy. Because you see, this one looks better than your final one. It has a little bit too much light, but still, as a masterpiece, as an art, if I would be a maker of this guy, I mean the sculptor, I would love this better than this one. Really, I mean, because I see my masterpiece. If you take this one, make slightly less, the top less brighter, and then put that spot behind it, that's perfect, really. And spot is brighter, and that's it. It's so, Raphael, you're getting better, but still there is a way to do it even better. Woo! Made it. Everyone has snoots. Snoot is important. Without snoot we cannot survive. There is no product photographer without snoot. Cool, guys. Any questions to me? How did you like it, this Midjourney stuff? I mean, try V5. You understand how to work with it, right? You go settings. You can choose what you can do. You can choose V5, for example. You can play with the quality, you can play with style, and actually it's important. Style low or style very high will give you quite different result on the same query. Style is how much it will improvise. Okay, for example, when I provide the reference image and I want to I want it to make as close as possible to the reference, I would use style low. If I want to, you know, some like very non-specific query and wanted to do something cool for me, I choose style very high. In this case, to be woo. And well, the rest, again, you can do all kind of stuff. Because, for example, Midjourney version 4, they have different styles. Let me see, maybe I can find it. 1 second. Maybe I can find that page. Where is it? Okay, this is it. Now let me show you something. So look at this, for example. This is all done version 4. So the version is 4, not 5. But look at this comparing to, let's say, this. Same query. Or this. For example, this looks way more photorealistic for me. Well, not photorealistic maybe, but plausible to me. This is 4C. You see, this is how we do it, for style 4C. And well, look at this. Pretty cool stuff. It's all on Docs Midjourney if you want to play with it. I think it worth to kind of to do it. Midjourney with Photoshop, yeah, was fine. But see, that's good. That's good that you you took this challenge. I'm sure you learned a lot, and you've seen what's happening now, right? It's coming, you know, all this AI coming into every area of human, even professional areas, copywriters, you know, artists. We need to be those people who know how to work with AI, because this is one of the skills that will be needed for others who may not be good as you or doesn't have, you know, technical knowledge or whatever. If you will learn how to make less steps to get what you need in Midjourney or in ChatGPT, you can make money on this. Really, it can be consultant services. You can teach people how to use it, or you can just produce visual art, or with ChatGPT you can produce the text or even code if you're a programmer for others. And again, I think this skill is necessary for us photographers. Skill need to know. So I really encourage you to kind of keep doing this, keep digging. This one, for example, I don't know, did you see what I did, how I generated it? I got this image. This is for image from the workshop, right? And it's very easy, simple query. Beautiful jewelry, diamond ring, advertising studio, photography, colorful bouquet, photorealistic. So you see what it did for me, right? It did colorful bouquet. It made the ring very similar to what I had. It used the background, which was that peacock feather. It used something similar, and it generated something that looks really, really good. For example, this one, it's not perfect in terms of lighting with the half sight, but this one is seriously good. It has issue with little gemstones, with everything. You can do in Photoshop all this stuff. And well, I'm still not sure where to, you know, how to sell it directly, probably different way. But imagine that you will have portfolio with generated images that you will tell that this is generated, and who knows, maybe somebody asks you to do this stuff for them, generate something. Anyway, all is good, right? It's not good for a professional. No, it's not gonna replace us, guys. No, it's not gonna replace us. It's just separate. It's separate thing. It's like Excel spreadsheet didn't replace accountants, or QuickBooks didn't replace them, right? We still use CPAs, we pay them money to calculate taxes or whatever, but they use those tools. So I think for us it's important to know how to use this tool, because this is very beginning. This is very beginning. Imagine that will be in 5 years from now. Just look how it improved within last year. Imagine 5 more years. It will be serious competition. Okay, thank you so much. We're all good. I'm going to announce the winner, and we'll have a prize for winner of this challenge. We have a prize, but I don't want to put much of your time. I want to make a separate video. I'll send it, look for emails, and we'll go from there. Then next challenge. I like the idea, so we do challenge. Next challenge will be announced within a week. Nice purple flash. It's it was a blend. Yeah, purple. It was a blend of the mask. I have this image with mask and splash, and me in the studio, and yeah, it made this super crazy. I'm talking about this. And it doesn't look like me. The issue is that it changed the face. Why did it change my face if you try to blend? I don't know. Unfortunately, it does it this way. So I'm not. I doesn't look there like it's me. Anyway, thank you, Frederick. Thank you, guys. Have a good rest of your week. Hopefully, spring is coming to your place, or winter is coming if you are on the other side of our planet. Both things are good. Just make sure, you know, to be conscious of what you do, to try to feel love as much as possible to everything that is around, and world will love you in return. Okay, wish you good time, good weekend, and see you next Thursday. Bye, guys. It was time change. Yes, it was time change. Yeah. Thank you.